I'm here to talk about stovepipes and sort of how we've been going about breaking those down at the senior-most levels within the Department of Transportation. We don't have a lot of success of really moving in between modes and really trying to get people at the top levels to really engage on common issues. And that's really what the council is about. So today's presentation, I'm going to give you a little bit of background about 140 years of history in 2 minutes, but with the idea of understanding the background of the challenges that the Safety Council or this type of an idea was put up against and how it's been addressing it and the successes to date of the council. And then the second part, which I hope folks will engage in, is what we as a system center can provide to the council and sort of the thought leadership ideas about transportation safety initiatives or emerging issues that could be considered. So moving to the Safety Council history, as I mentioned, there have been limited opportunities in the past for the department to get together and work. A couple examples that have been going on for a while have been with the GPS working group and the Human Factors Coordinating Committee, which I think both have been working on for about 15, 20 years. Back in 1998 with Rodney Slater, he came in and wanted to develop a safety council. And this is one of the iterations of the One DOT efforts that have gone on cyclically since we were founded. 8.5 years later, Secretary LaHood came in and wanted to reconstitute the Safety Council for two primary purposes. One, this was all during the time of his push on distraction, and really thought that there should be a forum within the department that could bring up and talk about issues like distraction, which were cross-modal in nature and had a real significant safety impact. And then there was the idea of really trying to enforce a safety culture within the department. We as regulators, as a department, look at the industry and try to promote safety there, but the feeling was we want to make sure that we have a strong culture of safety within the department as well. We were given the mission to serve as DOT safety advocate, to bring together the DOT to focus on safety as a critical national health issue. What does the council have to do to serve your purposes? What are your needs? What don't you want to see? How should we work together? And then the part that I bolded here, which I think that the Volpe, for example, could play a real leadership role in, is looking and anticipating what are the safety issues coming down the road that we should be concerned about and should be paying attention to. Coming together saying, yes, as a body, this is what we think about as important safety issues. This is what we as a body are going to do to try to work cross-modally to address that particular issue. And it all goes to having a unified safety message. So the council structure itself, there's an executive team, which are the modal administrators, which meet quarterly, and those are the folks who make decisions as to these are significant issues that safety issues we want to sanction an action team, or that we're going to meet with significant counterparts in other organizations. We have the technical team, which meets monthly. Based on their recommendations and their sanctioning, action teams or activities are spawned. We have 5 currently, the most recent one being that of cybersecurity. And then we have the implementation team, which is led by Volpe. And a number of our staff here have participated over the last 2.5 years in founding and setting up the council. We have a lot of influence in different places. So for example, with Congress, the Safety Council was influential in putting in the reauthorization language, we'll see what happens to it, about the protection of voluntarily reported data, which would be huge for all the modes of transportation. What have we accomplished? As I mentioned, we have the safety policy that has now been delivered to all parts of the DOT, and organizations, even such as our own, are using that as a basis for the safety and health program. We have the liaison with and growing relationship, appropriate relationship with NTSB, SMS Guidance. We have a number of deep dives. This is where we feel that there's an issue like cybersecurity, like fatigue, that is so important that we could really learn so much, and the timing is right, that we bring a number of folks together. We did that for fatigue, for hours of service rulemaking. With safety culture, That definition I showed you is now the department's definition of safety culture based on the work that the Safety Council did. With regard to safety.data.gov, this was the White House initiative saying, okay, we have these data communities. We want to make data, we want to put as much data out there. We want to democratize the data so people can understand it, use it in new and creative ways. We want people to build apps from it. We want people to have new insights. And then the idea was, well, we should pull all of our safety data together, not just from DOT, but we're talking about from Department of Justice, from Health and Human Services, from all the government agencies that are really collecting safety data. And we actually have over 500 data sets now that are being processed as a result of the Safety Council working on this.